Bitcoin facing some hurdles right now. Thank you guys for coming back. And, I am glad to be back here tonight and with you all just watching these markets, Bitcoin facing some hurdles, fighting resistance around the 45.7 right now. Hit that like for me on the way in and, help get this video out to more investors. I appreciate your support and keeps me motivated making videos, keeping you guys updated. Bitcoin price is still facing a strong barrier near the 46.5 and the 46.7 resistance levels. Recently, there was a minor downside correction, which bounced off the 46,699 high. That's the local high, the 46,699. The price traded below the 46,000 support level, and that's currently where we've been since then. And that was a break below the 50% fib retracement level of the upward move from the 44.7 swing low to the 46.7 swing high. So besides that, I mean, there was a break below a major bullish trend line with the support near 46,000. But yeah, the pair, right now the BTC USD pair is now trading above the 45,000 zone, which is a good sign that we're holding that. And the 100 hourly SMA, could be an immediate support on the downside, and that is residing down near around 45,450. So we are approaching that level currently, and I will be looking for that to hold there. The 618 fib of the upward move from the 44.7 swing low to the 46.7 swing high is also sitting near the 45,450, and on the upside, initial resistance would come in at around 46,200. So I'd be looking for some resistance there if we break to the upside. And the first major support downward would be, again, just below that 45,250 at 45,200 and at the 100 hourly SMA. And the main support could be the flat 45,000. So a clear downside break below 45,000, however, could trigger a sharp decline. So I will have some stops in place at the 45,000. But if we do break below that 45K, I would be looking at the 43.2 as the next zone to hold. So I got some interesting things to talk about today. We're gonna dive right into some DeFi news that you guys need to hear, and I'm gonna just Charles Hoskinson, the Cardano team is getting very close. They're going to be releasing some news on Friday. I want to talk a little bit about that, some inside scoop news on that. And then, Ethereum has been maintaining the current institutional market share. So, a lot of speculation going on out there about Cardano and who's going to take market share and stuff like that. I just want to touch base on that pretty quickly, and then altcoin season. So I know many of you guys are altcoin fans and altcoin investors, and so can we see another altcoin season coming up very soon? I do think we could. Let's check that out.
Tell me
Yeah, don't even ask. Don't even ask. Don't even ask. So short squeeze might be in play here. So despite a strong rally to 45K, the Bitcoin market still has not seen a significant increase in old coins being spent. This tweet was posted on August 9th. This is very different to the 2018 bear market, where old hands took exit liquidity on most relief rallies. So, according to a recent on-chain analysis by Glassnode experts, the company holds a total of 12.48 million Bitcoin, indicating a significant belief in the Bitcoin market, I guess. The long-term held supply is currently over 82%, indicating that a supply squeeze could be on the way, potentially igniting a new bull trend. So a supply squeeze normally restricts the total number of coins in circulation. And given the high accumulation trend, this appears to be a dormant trend for Bitcoin. At the same time, the Bitcoin network is seeing a massive influx of institutional and high net worth funds. Small transactions less than $1 million have lost 30% of their transaction dominance, while large transactions have taken over the network, basically. And although this pattern has been going on since 2020, it has recently accelerated in July and is becoming more and more pronounced. So, despite the fact that overall transaction volume is still relatively low, the majority of transactions continue to come in from huge wallets with a value of $1 million or more. The amount of transactions in this wallet category increased by over 20% last week. So, as Bitcoin has hit the 46K mark, the blockchain analytic firm observed, the Glassnode observed, that the digital asset is not beginning a bear cycle similar to what we experienced back in 2018. And, you know, it's hard for me to believe that people still think that we're in a bear market, but, who knows? I mean, we have seen, dead cat bounces before. So, but this trend is definitely due to the fact that the Bitcoin market has yet to see a significant increase in the spending of old coins, or coins that have been held for longer than 1 year. In contrast to the bear market 3 years ago, the old hands wiped out pretty much all liquidity on most of the relief rallies that bear market had experienced. So we're definitely not seeing the fingerprint of a bear market. So I just wanted to point that out. And so Cardano blasting off to the moon. Wait, first, before I get into Cardano, did you guys hear about this thing? So, there was a huge hack, a DeFi hack of $600 million, and on the Poly network, which is a DeFi platform. And so $600 million was stolen, making it one of the largest DeFi hacks to date. The assets stolen included $253 million in tokens on the Binance Smart Chain, $266 million in Ethereum tokens, and $85 million in USDC on the Polygon network, according to cryptocurrency wallet addresses disclosed by Poly. DeFi applications and protocols aim to recreate traditional financial systems such as banks and exchanges. And so there was some big hype around this. The price really didn't get too impacted by this, but it was pretty interesting. They just released this article just a couple of hours ago. The Poly network hacker returned $258 million and conducts an AMA on how it went down. So pretty interesting. So the Poly network hacker has now returned the money in what is being described as the largest DeFi hack to date. Tom Robinson, the chief scientist at blockchain analytics firm Elliptic told Forbes on August 11th that the hacker has now returned $258 million worth of funds to Poly so far, with $342 million yet to be returned. The attacker stated their willingness to return the stolen funds on multiple occasions, which has led to suggestions that it may be a white hat hack to teach Poly an expensive lesson about their security flaws. So the hacker has conducted an AMA using embedded messages in Ethereum transactions. And while they appear to be a non-native English speaker, what's lost in translation is their grand plan. When asked why they were hacking and why the Poly protocol in particular, the hacker states for fun and because cross-chain hacking is hot. So despite such answers, they then proceed to claim the hack was conducted for noble causes and that they have since been transferring tokens between addresses only to keep them safe. So pretty interesting stuff here, and only in cryptocurrency, right? Only in cryptocurrency do you see things like this. So I'll be interested to find out what this was all about and who was sort of behind it, and if it was sort of a planned white hack. But I will keep you guys updated, as more news becomes available. So the Cardano price skyrockets today. Hoskinson released an update announcement yesterday, and Cardano continues to make huge gains. This price surge comes on the heels of a recent announcement. And Hoskinson announced that he would reveal the date that smart contracts will be released on the Cardano mainnet this Friday. So Hoskinson went on to say that the product that his team has built is like never seen before and will be able to face the changes in the future of the crypto industry. So big things coming out of the Cardano team, and the ADA price is definitely shown for it. We are taking a little bit of trip back down, testing some key resistance levels. This week, ADA gained around 33%, and propelling it to break the top angle of an upward price channel that it had been trading in. ADA battled to break through resistance at around $1.50, which was, that right around the 100-day moving average level. And the breakout came yesterday as ADA shot to resistance at around $1.70. And then today it continued to break resistance at around $1.72 and topped off at around $1.90. Right now it is trading at around $1.80. It's up, about 17.8% in the last 24 hours. The immediate resistance will be at the $1.90 mark, and a break above the $1.90 will bring the $1.97 into play. So in case of support from the broader crypto market, we could look at the $2.05 and the $2.17 will be the next price targets. If ADA, fails at the 205 or the 217, the support level to watch on the downside will be the $1.70. If that for some reason fails, the $1.62 and the $1.50 are strong resistance lines. The RSI is currently overbought, and indicating that the market momentum is dominated by buyers, and the bullish momentum has reached its greatest point since February. So, Cardano has released bottom of this right here. A new token has been introduced. The Cardano Foundation is the first to introduce the concept of non-fungible tokens of appreciation, or NFTAs. They were provided by the platform to enthusiastic Cardano, ADA contributors. NFTAs are now available on the Cardano network. The Cardano Foundation, according to a comprehensive blog post, said that it celebrates the introduction of the Cardano developer web portal in a unique fashion. 10 Cardano supporters who contributed to the blockchain's advancement will receive the first ever non-fungible tokens of appreciation. And while Cardano is fast approaching on the heels of Ethereum, Ethereum market share, is Ethereum's market share of institutional investment products are continuing to rise. ETH right now, as everybody pretty much knows, is the second largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization after Bitcoin. And having launched in 2015, Ethereum has basically has the first mover advantage in the industry over many other altcoins and smart contract platforms. It is also recognized as the world's most popular decentralized marketplace for financial services, apps, and games. And when the network was launched, its smart contracts and dApps were, they were considered revolutionary at that time, and and it inspired many developers to form communities around Ethereum and growing the use cases of blockchain. So, but as the industry evolved, so the so-called Ethereum Killers, started appearing, claiming to have superior technology. And simply put, Ethereum Killers are emerging, and they're hoping to take away some of Ethereum's market share. So Ethereum Killers are generally open source blockchain protocols, that want to capitalize on improving one or more of Ethereum's shortcomings, such as network speed and, of course, high gas fees. I don't know if you guys have sent anything over the Ethereum network recently, but it is ridiculous. I have not seen any relief since the 1559 update, but investors are hypothesizing that other second or third generation blockchains such as Cardano, Binance Smart Chain, and Solana could take some of Ethereum's market share by presenting better alternatives for users before Ethereum could solve its inherent problems. To understand Ethereum's most significant competitors, let's take a look at the network's fundamental weaknesses, which the industry is trying to improve on. And so this article, talks a little bit about it. And there's a bunch of articles I went through today, but basically Ethereum's Achilles heel is scalability. And it's one of the biggest problems plaguing the success of the Ethereum network and the decentralized finance industry altogether. When Vitalik Buterin launched Ethereum back in 2015, he couldn't have anticipated the massive demand for Ethereum or any crypto platform, right? So Ethereum was built with, it was a revolutionary thing at the time, and it gained mass momentum. But as demand grew, Ethereum's proof of work, the POW consensus model, basically became outdated, as it can only handle around 13 transactions per second, or TPS. And since the ecosystem averages around 1.3 million transactions per day, the lack of throughput has led to a congested network, and consequently high volatile gas fees. And this is an issue for businesses that rely on Ethereum for regular transactions. And another issue that Ethereum is, outdated, consensus algorithm is that each transaction takes an enormous amount of computational power, which makes the system's energy consumption very, very high, similar to Bitcoin and the world's first cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. So despite being highly secure, POW is it's unsustainable, due to its power requirements. And since Ethereum is estimated to consume around 54.47 terawatts per year, which is basically more than the 49 terawatts consumed by the entire country of Peru. So Ethereum is currently in the midst of one of its biggest updates, Ethereum 2. So A lot of hype around Ethereum too, and a lot of people are already locked their stake in the Ethereum, for the Ethereum 2 nodes, and that is a set of updates that will transition Ethereum to a more efficient consensus architecture known as proof of stake, or POS, making Ethereum consume 99.95 less energy. And the most recent upgrade towards Ethereum 2.0 was the London hard fork, which the EIP 1559, the Ethereum's improvement and proposal that is also aimed at fixing the volatility of gas fees and making Ether into a scarcer asset by introducing coin burning. But while Ethereum 2.0 is being rolled out, the competition to supplant, or at least take a bite out of Ethereum's market share, is getting really hot right now, and Cardano, I'm just going to give a brief overview. I think everybody knows what Cardano is. Charles Hoskinson, who he was one of the co-founders of Ethereum. Cardano often jumps first to mind, when it comes to the thought of Ethereum killers. And so Cardano is a public open source, public blockchain for building dApps and for running smart contracts. Even though smart contracts are still in development, we are on the verge of a release of smart contracts. And Cardano's native currency, ADA, is currently the 5th largest cryptocurrency by market cap. And ADA has a fixed supply of around 45 billion coins. Cardano was launched in 2017, and the two platforms are competing on two fundamental aspects: smart contracts and consensus mechanisms. Ethereum is definitely winning the smart contract race, as the network already offers complete smart contract functionality. And Ethereum is also the go-to platform for developers, as it already hosts around 2,812 dApps. Which is an astonishing 79.23% of all dApps developed in the entire industry. So Cardano's approach to blockchain development is holistically different. For one, each of Cardano's updates is peer-reviewed by experts, making it the first blockchain to be tested by academics. So consequently, each upgrade takes much more time for Cardano, and as they rolled out after rigorous back testing. I mean, it has been grueling amount of time to get things launched. So the Alonzo upgrade was the first, it was projected to be completed by the end of August 2021, deploying much awaited smart contract functionality and basically enabling, decentralized finance applications on the Cardano blockchain. So, but when it comes to the most efficient consensus architecture, Cardano, definitely has a head start. Ethereum is still working on its transition to proof of stake, and, we really don't have a date for when that is going to be completed. Cardano, was basically built on proof of stake, and Cardano's proof of stake algorithm makes the network more energy efficient and eco-friendly. And as transaction validation only takes a fraction of the computational power in comparison to Ethereum. Cardano also wins in network performance, as it can support up to 266 transactions per second, or TPS, compared to Ethereum's 13 TPS. Cardano is steadily moving along in its technical roadmap, just continuing to further optimize their network performance. And the team is already working on a layer 2 scaling solution known as Hydra. So once deployed, the Hydra will, theoretically, it will enable Cardano to scale to 1 million TPS. So 1 million transactions in a second. So in comparison, Ethereum 2.0 is estimated to support around 100,000 TPS after deployment. So while Ethereum has a clear mover advantage compared to Cardano, its scalability and performance-related issues are just basically driving away many of the companies and developers on their in their ecosystem. Whether this will be enough for Cardano to eventually take its place is still uncertain, right? So we're going to have to see. But with Ethereum launching its POS algorithm and Cardano rolling out smart contracts, the second half of 2021 will be a very decisive year for both platforms. Charles Hoskinson called it today a battle of the Titans. And he said it'll be very fun to watch. So it will be very fun to watch. And the race for the second most popular protocol will depend on the successful implementation of their updates and the number of technical difficulties each network faces during rollout. So we will have to see. So I am interested to hear what you guys think, Ethereum or Cardano. Who do you think will be the winner in 2025? So I am rooting for Cardano. I think Cardano has I think they are just putting together a solid protocol. I think that they are hungry, and Ethereum will always be around, and I think that they will, Cardano and Ethereum will always be 2 and 3. Which one takes number 2? I don't know. But are we close to an alt season? One of the things that I love about when Bitcoin gets above the 200 week moving average, the 200-day moving average, is that, and the 50-week moving average, is that, altcoin season usually comes when Bitcoin kind of cools off and starts to move sideways. So this week, the total cryptocurrency market capitalization bounced back to 1.9 trillion, which was around 20% weekly increase and the highest level seen since May 20th. While the fresh bullish momentum attracted the attention of investors, the Bitcoin move from 33K to 46K was pretty much in line with the rest of the market. Whether Bitcoin will finally break the 46 resistance remains an open question. But either way, altcoins are usually when Bitcoin starts to move sideways, in a bull market and well above its 50 week moving average. Altcoins have a tendency, because as people take profits in Bitcoin, they tend to move their funds into altcoins because, there is a trend where Bitcoin goes on a run, cools off, and altcoins take off. So it's called altcoin season. And I wanted to start with this. I thought this Masari chart was pretty interesting. And it's the most commonly held liquid assets across crypto, venture, and hedge fund portfolios. And I was not surprised by Polkadot here. And to be honest with you, I'm not that surprised by Terra, but some of these other ones, Near Protocol, definitely surprised me, and Oasis surprised me as well. Solana did not surprise me. Keepwork surprised me, especially with their recent security issues, and but Nervos Network, that did not surprise me. Sleeping Giant. So you can pick up coins for 1 cent, CKB 1 cent. And I always like when I look at I always look at coins and I'll go back, a year ago, a year and a half ago, and I look at the coin, it's like 1 cent, and then I'm looking at it now, it's like, $50-$60 or $150, and I'm like, man, I wish I bought those coins back then, or I held those coins back then. I'm not gonna let it go this time. I'm holding CKB until it gets up there to $5. So but yes, it's interesting. So some other ones, the Graph, Scale Network, Filecoin, Avalanche, Aave, Balancer. So these are just some of the coins that are in some of the institutional portfolios. So I thought this was pretty interesting chart here. So Zcash, I didn't even realize people were still holding that coin, but Zcash has been around a while. I mean, they are revolutionary in their time, but yeah, a lot of risk in Zcash now with privacy coins, but not something I'm willing to risk. But definitely notable. Definitely notable. So I wanted to touch base on altcoin season, and right now we are definitely in Bitcoin season. So we are at the 14 on the altcoin season index, and for the month we are moving closer to altcoin month though. And if we look at altcoin year, we are smack dead in the middle. So but if we look at the cycles in altcoin seasons, right? So altcoin season, Bitcoin season, altcoin season, Bitcoin season. So we are definitely in Bitcoin season right now. And if we look at the date ranges for Bitcoin season, so this was November 14th, 2020 to around December 29th, 2020, before altcoins started taking off. So a couple months here, and right now we're just getting into Bitcoin season. So we probably have about another month and a half or so of Bitcoin season before altcoins really surge. So just, I wanted to point this out. I do think it's a good time to start picking up altcoins right now. If you're investing in Bitcoin, as many other people do, they take their profits and they move them into altcoins. This is not financial advice. I am not your financial advisor. I am just a YouTuber, and but that's what I do. That's what I do. So, top 50 performance over the last season, 90 days. Right now, we got Luna coming in at around 7.8%, Solana, Matic, AMP, ADA, Bitcoin, FTT. That's my boy right there. It's my boy. And yeah, so just keeping an eye out for altcoin season. And, it's going to come, and it's going to be an exciting one this year. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, so getting close, diving right into Bitcoin season right now, and probably around about a month or two. So I'll be looking for around the middle of September for. So look at it a little higher time frame here. So over a 2-year period. So Bitcoin season lasted a very short time here. And then we were in a very long altcoin season, kind of fluctuating, but we were in a very long altcoin season back in 2020. So, and then in February, we launched up into altcoin season, and we were there for probably about a month and a half. So it's really tough to say how long we're going to be in Bitcoin season. I mean, this could literally, we are really low here. So if you guys remember back in November in 2020, the markets just launched in December, and Ethereum and other altcoins just went parabolic. VeChain making 6,000% gains, right? Just something to keep an eye on. Watch this chart on blockchaincenter.net. You're able to access this chart and keep an eye on when altcoin season's coming around. So definitely something to keep an eye on, and it'll give you some other metrics here on some of the coins and how they're performing. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I got there. And I really appreciate this, all of your support out there, and visiting the channel, and thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate you guys. And Bitcoin is now testing down 44.9. So I will be looking for this to hold at the 43.2, and if we don't hold here, we could go back down to the 41 area. So, yep, things are looking pretty volatile right now. So, Bitcoin taking a dump, pulling the rest of the market with it. And so I will make a video tomorrow to cover some of what we can expect through this dip here, if we haven't come out of it by tomorrow morning. I will make another video for you guys. So have a good night, happy investing, and be safe.